Hey everyone, Sayge here, and I just wanted to show you a potentially easier or at least safer method for getting the Darkmoon Faire World Buff if you are on a PvP server like I am, which often has players of the opposite faction camping and ganking at the buff, making it quite difficult to actually get the buff and get out alive. This method simply involves having somebody queue you up for a battleground, waiting for the queue to pop, and then accepting it as soon as you get the buff to safely get out alive. In order to make this a little bit easier, I would highly recommend getting the Nova World Buffs Addon, which I will link in the description below. Once you have the add-on installed, simply type /NWB and then press enter. This will open up the options menu where you can then click on buffs and then options, at which point you can scroll down until you find the Darkmoon Faire section. Once you do, be sure to check on the auto get DMF buff box, and you can also select the buff that you would like to receive. What this will do is allow the add-on to very quickly go through all of the required dialogue options to get the buff that you've selected, saving you time and making it a lot easier to get the buff that you've selected by simply right-clicking on the NPC once. For the next step, you will want to have a friend in a major city who can speak to a Battlemaster for you, such as the Warsong Gulch Battlemaster located here at the Hall of the Brave in the Valley of Honor. Have them speak to the Battlemaster and select Join as Group, at which point they can leave the queue if they would like. You may even be able to do this step on your own, depending on how long the queue times are and how quickly you can get to the Darkmoon Faire, but that's up to you. Lastly, you will want to wait in a safe spot near the Darkmoon Faire until your queue pops. And once it does, you may want to pop a free action potion or any defensive cooldowns and then head straight for the buff giver, who happens to be located here when the fair is in Elwyn Forest. Simply right click once, which should quickly go through the dialogue options, and then immediately click your enter battle button. Once you are safely in the battleground with your buff, you can type /AFK to leave. This might be a little scummy, but seeing how many times I've been ganked trying to get the buff and the fact that you have to wait 4 hours online in order to get it again, this is what I've had to resort to. If you'd like, you are also free to restore any other buffs that you have stored, and then you can pop a Chrono Boon Displacer in order to store this buff for use later. Hopefully this method helps you if you've been having trouble getting ganked trying to get the world buff like I have. Just remember to enable the auto pickup in Nova World Buff, use any defensive cooldowns or potions that you might have available, maybe try to sneak your way in as close to the buff giver as possible, and then be ready to click enter battleground as soon as you get the buff from right clicking on the buff giver. Good luck getting your buff, and have a great day.